Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
What is up, everybody? It's Kevin.
And this is John.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger.
Ow.
The podcast where we're taking a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down.
Fight to survive!
So, guys, we've made it to like the final act, the final showdown, final fight, whatever you want to call it.
Fight. Final round.
Dukes is just like, for the final time, evaded Helmer and Rollins, the MPs. He's in there. He's ready to avenge Jackson's head stomping and honor his Shidoshi Tanaka's like dying wish or whatever.
It's all come to this. All these years of military training, of ninjutsu training, have come to this moment.
Now, inside, Black Dragon guy, the bearded one, he's like ready just to straight up disqualify Frank Dukes.
Oh, before we begin, we should give all of our people here in Houston and in Atlanta a cheers.
Yes.
With a St. Arnold beer. St. Arnold, local here in Houston. For those of you who never, if you're not wise to St. Arnold, get some immediately. This is the summer pills that we're enjoying.
Super trippy label. I love it.
From St. Arnold. So here's to all of you 6 degreesers who are with us today. Thanks for joining. And without any further ado,
here's to you, buddy.
Cheers.
Yeah, we got bearded guys ready to DQ Dukes for not being there. I think Lynn is saying he'll be here. I'm telling you who's going to be here. Then we get our featured gambler, well-dressed man. He comes down with a wad of cash, sort of sticks it in the, I don't know why the judge is wearing gis, but I guess it's just tradition.
Part of the uniform.
He stuffs a wad of cash in the guy's gi.
It's never
He's
too
like,
late.
no such thing as too late. And that's when Frank comes walking in like on cue.
Always.
And he's like, look, there he is. And our gambler, perfect comic timing, just like snatches the wad of cash back out.
It's a brilliant bit of comic timing.
It is, as comedy in this movie goes, that's like top 2 or 3 moments of like
absolutely.
Genuine laughs.
It's a little bit of slapstick. It's a little bit of an amuse-bouche before the first course is served.
So our opening semifinal bout is set to be Frank Dukes versus Paco, the Muay Thai fighter.
That's right.
This guy playing Paco is like supposedly a legit Muay Thai champion.
Yeah, no, he looks legit. He looks like he knows exactly. He's got the stance down from from watching Kickboxer. He looks like he knows
that's
how to
basically
Muay Thai
our
fight.
knowledge.
Yeah, which that's fine. You learn a lot from movies, okay? But yeah, so Paco's throughout the whole tournament has sort of had this demeanor of like I don't know, like
he's very
serious,
stoic face,
very serious.
He kind of seems a little dirty at times, like he's busting dudes' faces after they've sort of already been beaten.
Right, exactly. Like picking fights with people when they're down for the count, and he wants to keep going. So yeah, in an unexpected moment of sportsmanship, he kind of leans forward to like touch gloves.
It's like an old school like wrestling trick.
Like, let's touch gloves. And
like, let's shake hands before we start here.
And then of course, like just cheap shots Frank in the face.
Yeah, he sort of sucker kicks him and then punches him in the face.
Yep.
And honestly, like this is sort of a Ray Jackson type moment because Dukes is stunned. He's down on one knee.
And this is the first time Frank has experienced this, the whole Kumite.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Sumo Guy.
But he's never been
had him hurt
like
for a minute. Not even.
I don't think so.
And honestly, Paco could have finished him.
Oh, absolutely.
He had the upper hand. He could have just pounced on him and punched him out, and that would have been that.
Absolutely.
But instead, he's like sort of jumping around, celebrating, playing to the crowd like every bad fighter.
And if you let Frank get up, then because he's the star of the movie, you know where that's going.
Maybe he sort of felt a little guilty about the cheap shot. I don't know. Probably not.
No.
If you're the type of guy who's going to cheap shot, you're not going to hesitate to finish him.
Yeah, you feel no regret about that after the fact.
But whatever, he lets Frank recover, he get back up on his feet. and then it's basically all Frank, right?
Yeah, well, it's awesome to see. Like Muay Thai is all about the legs. It's all about leg strength
And kicking to the core, it seems like kicking guys like
breaking ribs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see a bit of like kick swapping between the two, and Frank like egging the guy on, like bring it.
He's like, yeah, let's just exchange rib kicks and see who's harder.
That's a great bit of acting from Jean-Claude at that point to be like, come on, bring.
He's smiling as it's happening. Yeah, it's pretty fucking badass.
But that harkens back to that training. Like he's used to taking taking those body blows,
beatings,
absorbing them,
and just sort of taking it with a smile,
and then returning them. And then one of the coolest slow-mo sequences is like you sort of get the speed. You're supposed to get the implied speed of Frank's kicks as compared to everyone else's. Is that he like what's the guy's name? Paco kicks one time, and Frank kicks three times
in the same span,
which looks great in slow-mo. You're like, holy shit, that's fast.
Van Damme was like explosive, just as an athlete. He, like the jumps, everything is like, is such powerful, like his legs and moves and everything.
His core and lower body were insane.
Grandma loves that, right?
Oh man, Jimmy Sue, R.I.P. God rest you in heaven. She loved
sweet JCVD buns.
She loved that ass. She did. She was all about some Jean-Claude.
She pausing and pointing out. She had like
she was
like, look at the definition.
I'll never forget because the remote control to her VCR had been chewed to like the last nub by my uncle's pit bull Bruiser.
Okay.
And like to look at it, I mean, it was like, how does this thing still work? But she would rewind it and pause it and be like, now look at his body.
Look at the definition.
Look at the definition, his muscles compared to, and then she would point to Chong Li. Now Chong Li's got a good body, but he's not as chiseled. He's not as defined. Which means that he's probably not going to be as athletic. He's not going to be able to breathe as well. And she was laying it out for me, and I was like, am I in training right now? Am I being trained?
She was training you for Kumite.
Oh, man. Fuck.
You missed your calling.
Oh, man.
If it's every 5 years, then we got one coming up in 2020.
All right, that's good. I'll be 38.
You're just the right age for full contact. You're not too young.
Yeah, I've come into my man strength.
Like Jackson or Chong Li.
Yeah, well, if I'm on the same training regimen as Jackson, then I'm good to go.
Just the beer diet?
Yeah, the beer diet, wake up late.
I feel like we never see Jackson eat solid food.
Does he? I don't think he does.
It's just straight bread juice.
Yeah, it's bread juice. Well, beer's a superfood. Thank you, Egyptian. Thank you, Egyptian culture. We owe you big time for that. So yeah, Frank gets back in the fight. There's the kick swapping, and then just Frank like lays him out. That's the end of that fight.
Yep.
And we're done. And at the end of that fight, I
feel like Chong Li is watching this happen and thinking maybe Frank's going to lose. Like he has a look of happiness when Frank was dazed.
They do a really good job of interjecting shots of Chong Li and Frank's fights where he's like super into Frank losing the higher ground. But then when he gains it back, you really get the perspective that Chong Li is pissed. He's not happy. He's maybe intimidated or concerned because I think that he thinks multiple times that Frank's down and out, but he's not.
If you believe all the stories that they say about this movie, then you believe that Van Damme was like instrumental in editing together the fight sequences in a way that made it make sense. Because apparently this movie was filmed and then sat on the shelf for 2 years because the producers just thought, God, this thing's a piece of shit. And it just sat there until Van Damme, I guess, came in and helped them recut the fight scenes to something that made sense.
Something that made sense. Now, look, to be fair, there are a lot of moments in this movie where the fight choreography defies all physics. Where there are moments where someone punches one way and the face flies the other way, or someone kicks one way and somebody else's body goes the wrong way. But as far as editing the sequences together and the timing of the music and everything, like if Van Damme's responsible for that, like cheers to Jean-Claude, because especially for that to be your first time out of the gate and to be doing something
to know what looks
not
good,
even your pay grade,
I guess, on film.
They paid him $25,000 both to star and to, I guess, edit.
There are great stories about the movie Top Gun, which I don't know that we'd ever feature on this podcast, but just how hard it was to edit together the dogfighting scenes into something that was coherent.
I can't even imagine.
Because they just had a bunch of footage of dogfights that that the Navy had helped them film. And they were like, okay, we need to put these together in a fashion that you can tell what's happening.
Jesus, I never even thought about that, because now you can do that in CG. It's all graphics.
All they had was like pieces of footage, and they're like, well, if we put this in front of that, then maybe, and then we interject someone saying something like, I'm right on his tail.
Yeah,
then
show someone in the cockpit.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's like if you just have a bunch of fight footage, but you need to make it compelling, or need to make a narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to Van Damme if it's true that he helped,
and if not,
edited, which everyone seems to agree on.
Yeah, if not, it's still commendable.
There's a lot of stuff about this movie that's disputed, but I don't think that Van Damme helping to edit is a disputed fact.
That doesn't seem like it would be far-fetched. In fact, it would make sense for if this movie was made for $2 million or less, that they weren't spending a lot of money on editing, that whoever was editing would be like, hey, Jean-Claude, can you, I don't know, fucking help me? Like, I need some help to make this make
wanted
sense.
this movie to get released.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It was his ticket, baby. He was trying to pay for that first divorce.
So now, after the fight,
we get a massive stare down at the end of that fight between Dukes and Chong Li.
Chong Li's pissed. Like, so Chong Li's already looking past his semifinal.
Oh yeah, Chong Li's got the eye on the prize. He is he's already chalked it up. It's another like mismatch completely. How did this guy? It's yellow silk.
He had like yellow, golden pants or whatever.
And I think I briefly remember him in one of the first.
He might have fought one of early fights, and he might have been in the opening montage of like guys training. And then you never really see him. He was never a dude who was a memorable guy. Like I feel like it should have been Sumo Guy, or it should have been, I don't know who else. Even Paredes, he was a more memorable dude.
Right. It would have been something that made a little more sense as far as a character goes, because those guys had an identity. This is a nameless silken gi pajama pants guy, and he's
now that being said, his moves were awesome. Like he probably was one of the best fighters of the lot that they had. But still, it was like there had been nothing built of him that you could ever envision him winning the tournament.
What a son of a bitch to be stepping in the second to last match of Kumite with Chong Li at this point. And you can kind of sort of guess what happens in the penultimate blow of the fight.
The double, what'd you call that one? The recline.
I call it the wind and recline.
He had the dude basically beaten.
That's right. That's your favorite move.
He sort of leans back on his torso, double elbow strike to like the face and the groin. It was awesome.
The wind
heel,
and recline.
an awesome bad guy move.
Yeah. To add insult to injury, then punches the guy, rendering him completely unconscious directly into the forehead.
Yeah, he's out.
And then leans over and in some sort of sleight of hand move, we snaps his neck.
Or maybe the punch to the face killed him, but it seemed like the neck snap was the move.
It had to have been.
But there wasn't like that cracking bone noise that we've had earlier.
It was sort of the sound if you remember watching if you ever watch professional wrestling, is the sound of like a foot on the vinyl mat of a wrestling ring. It was sort of just like this
fabric on fabric almost
sound.
Yeah.
And he was dead. And so we get this prolonged moment of the ref who's next to useless in every scene he's in and in every match he's in, sort of checking to see if the guy's breathing.
He's not.
But Chong
Li sticks his hand out,
and
right?
Chong Li's like sitting there just watching, making sure, is he dead?
If he's not dead, I guess I'll kill him again.
Yeah, fuck it. What the hell, man? Craziness.
He does. He like gets off on killing the guy.
I think so. It gets his juices going.
But then he's there's a weird moment that Chong Li sticks his hand out to the ref. Like, help me get up or something, I felt like was the move. And then the ref helped him. And then he grabbed the ref's hand and threw it away. And
I kind of got it as lift my hand in the air in victory.
But then he's like, how dare you touch me? Also.
Yeah, it was a weird exchange. Again, I think it's probably one of those situations where the ref was not sure what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I don't even know, but I do love, it's just such a bad guy move, like a heel move.
Oh, it's terrifying. Everything Chong Li does.
Now,
like he's gone full psychopath.
The crowd's going wild for him.
Yeah,
they're chanting the Chong Li chants and everything like that, and he's like fist pumping and jumping around and like he just loves to make the crowd happy. But then the Black Dragon guys are like, well, this is not whatever. There's no honor in this or whatever the move is.
At this point, I wondered to myself, what is Chong Li's motivation for killing the guy?
Because he's just a bad dude.
But do you think it's like, in order to win this, I need to get in the head of my opponent, and if I can show Frank that I'm willing to kill, and then actually say to Frank, "You are next."
Yeah, that's true. That could be it.
Is it to like say, is it intimidation? I mean, what
He's
if
like
you,
a thrill killer, I think. He like gets off on it.
but what if you were about to step into the ring with someone who is now twice a murderer?
Yeah,
with someone
and he
saying,
stomped your friend's head.
and he's saying no, and he probably meant to kill Jackson in all likelihood.
If Jackson had such a thick friggin' skull, that brick breaking skull.
That just occurred to me. You can't break his head. It's too thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like when he breaks the brick over his head, that I think is the thing. It's like, oh, he's got like a harder than normal skull.
He gave himself a pre-concussion.
But dude, yeah, Chong Li's awesome. The Black Dragon guys sort of turn on him. Like they turn their back on him. Then the same crowd that was chanting for him before.
And when Kevin's saying Chong Li's awesome, he's not meaning what a great human being. He's saying he's doing some badass acting around.
Yeah, no, he's like just an awesome villain.
He is a WWE.
I can really appreciate a good villain. To me, I love it when it's fun when a villain is like reveling in just how evil he is.
Yeah.
Like Sensei Kreese from Karate Kid gets me, or Darth Vader.
Yeah, just having fun
like,
with it.
He's evil and he knows it and he likes it.
Yeah.
You know, I like that.
Yeah, I'm on board with that too. So yeah, then we get sort of a incredulous look from Chong Li, like,
fuck
what?
you guys.
What?
He sort of throws his hands up like, whatever.
Fuck you.
F you guys.
And then points right at Frank and says, "You are next."
Yeah, he comes at Frank. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. But then we get so it's all been coming to this, obviously.
That's right.
Someone's got to stop Chong Li, if not Frank, who?
Final round.
They prepare the platform for the final match.
Now, for those of you who've gone and done your homework and listened to these last few episodes, you've heard us reference the black belt article from circa, I don't know what year that was.
80, I think.
1980.
The fucking crazy black belt article in which Frank says first round of fights was like on sort of a square mat.
He says like 12 by 12 mat.
The second fight was on a narrow, like kind of runway, 3 feet wide and long.
He said, with the sides raised. So like the final round mat for
the second round?
Bloodsport is round 2 from the black belt interview. So he said it's that, but he said it was like super narrow, but like long.
Narrow.
So it's like 12
there was
by
no
4
way
feet.
he's saying basically you couldn't avoid each other.
12 by 4 feet. So it's like a runway, like a literal runway.
Yeah. And then his description of final round is we fought on a rooftop with like Spanish tile, and the tiles were loose,
and the space was like 3 by 3.
That's when he lost me.
It is insanity to think that two grown, it's like, and you stand on a space no bigger than 3, is either 3 by 3 or 4 by 4.
Yeah, it's
like, what are you talking about?
Why would that be the final? That sounds like something from a bad movie or a video game.
I think Frank was one of the great film writers that never had a career.
But so thank goodness for us, they're not fighting on a dark rooftop at night or whatever. They're fighting in the,
oh my God.
But they do raise the platform, which is dope. Yep. So yeah, the platform I think is altered just because it makes for more drama. Like you can't really run away from your opponent. Like
it creates more angles.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I do too. In the pre-fight goings on, we see Chong Li's trainer slipping him what looks like an Alka-Seltzer tablet.
It really does. I've heard other people say that it was like salt.
Yeah, that makes sense. Salt
like,
or chalk even.
But yeah, just something that would go in your eyes and jack you up, I guess.
Just like, so he's like.
Although we don't know what he's going to use it for yet. We just know like this must be something dirty.
Pill? Is it drugs?
Is that drugs?
Yeah, we see that both fighters are now wearing shorts.
Yeah, Chong Li drops his pants and he's got Jackson's Harley Davidson bandana tied around his knee.
Son of a bitch. That's one of your favorites though. That's like a total villain move.
It's such a taunt, like you're going to psych your opponent out. It's pretty freaking awesome.
And we also see at this point a great overhead shot. You are finally privy to the carnage that's all over. The mat has never been covered in more blood. It's like it looks like an animal was massacred on it.
Finally, it's like Bloodsport. You know what? They step to each other face to face, and they're like sort of having their showdown, and that's when Chong Li's like, "You broke my record."
Oh, and I love that he like stops the ref. He's like, "Stop what you're doing."
He's like, he wants to talk to Frank. He's like, you broke my record. Now I break you like I break your friend, and points to the bandana. And it's just like, he is really hung up on that knockout record.
Oh man. Yeah. Chong Li was here for the gold, and Frank was the fly in the ointment.
But man, I'll tell you, Frank's going to win.
Yeah.
But you really believe that Bolo is unbeatable.
Honestly, every time I ever watch this movie, I think from the first time, and still probably sometimes I'll watch this and I'm thinking that it's going to be more of an even fight. But right out of the gate, like, Frank's sort of whipping that ass.
He starts kicking his ass.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be close.
They go to it like he lands some sort of kick right off the bat and stuns Chong Li, who throws the referee in the middle.
Yeah, and then Frank uses that guy as like
he
a
springboard.
vault. Yeah.
He springboards off and kicks Chong Li down again, and then he helps the referee back up because he's just that good of a guy, this Frank.
And then you notice after you see Frank utilizing kicks, a kick heavy attack for most of this fight, that his advice to Jackson is completely lost on him. He is not. Yeah,
he's like, Chong Li's weak in the gut. And he's like, but then he's just going strictly headshots.
Yeah, just kicks to the face, which is effective.
Are working,
it's fine,
I guess.
Yeah, but he's ignoring his own advice. Chong Li sort of starts to fight back. He
gets a little bit of like momentum going. He's
like
sort of beating him a little bit, and it seems like, okay, maybe whatever. Maybe he's gonna beat Frank.
But I guess at the trying to keep the movie to a very trim length, that this fight was not long. And so immediately after Chong Li starts to, sort of punch his way back, Frank is like got him at the brink of defeat. He's like about to be there. Chong Li sort of doubled over.
He's got him beaten essentially. That's when Chong Li goes to his Alka-Seltzer.
He goes to his Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
I would have loved it if he'd like whistled that or hummed it and then throws it in.
The thing is, this is blatant in front of everybody.
Everyone there's like, all right, so ostensibly there are a couple rules in Kumite. One is you can't use a weapon. You can't bring a knife or a gun because we're going to see that. Yeah. The second one is no foreign substances should be in the ring. I think those are probably the only rules.
That's like I feel like that is literally the only rule.
You may not weaponize a substance.
It's hand to hand. It's bare knuckle.
Yeah.
That's it. You can gouge a dude's eyes or punch him in the balls or yank their hair.
If everyone in the room sees you cheat, what's the protocol?
And it seems like no one notices, or they just or they notice and they let the fight continue. Either way, it's weird.
How that didn't warrant stopping the fight is beyond me.
Anyway, at this point, it becomes very one-sided. Like, Chong Li's basically beating his ass.
Yeah, I mean,
Frank's just swinging blindly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel bad for him a little bit.
Well, I mean, because I can't imagine what it would be like to be in that situation where literally you could die.
Yeah.
And suddenly you can't see. And I don't know. But again, and this is where maybe the number one rule of all 80s and 90s action movies comes into play is never stop to gloat. Never stop to gloat. And hubris here is the
It's crazy. Chong Li pulls a page straight from Ray Jackson. He starts celebrating the win. He like sort of kicks Frank's leg out from under him, and he falls on his butt, and he's like, I got it. And he's running around fist pumping and yelling.
And like literally screaming. We hear like an animal like squeal, like a rebel yell.
A loud, high-pitched scream.
It's like terrifying.
He's very fired up to be back-to-back Kumite champ.
I don't know. I get that though. Wouldn't you be if particular now, with the adrenaline of murdering someone?
The writing on the wall like this fight ends if he wins, it ends with Frank getting killed.
Absolutely.
He's not gonna like not kill him.
Frank dies at the end of this. If Chong Li is gonna come out the victor, Frank is not walking out of the arena.
So he's just biding his time. Basically, it's like,
it's like I think he's all about it.
And we get these amazing images of Van Damme just screaming like primal yells.
Those are sweet. That's slow motion.
Van Damme, he can't talk for shit, but he can like be pretty expressive with his face.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. That he's at least early on suffered from a similar itis as Arnold, and that is he's got he can emote, he can do the thing, but the voice was like it was like a
cursed with a heavy accent that you can't shake.
Right. Arnold to this day.
Have we ever seen like a French actor drop the accent effectively?
There are a couple. They're not on the same level, and I can't remember the cat's name. He played the cat burglar in Ocean's 12.
Oh, Vincent Cassel.
Yeah, that dude's awesome.
He can drop the accent.
Well,
I've never seen it.
I don't know if he can drop it, but it's not a hindrance to his act. He's a fine actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah,
he's a fine actor.
And can act in English, in a second language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
English as a second language acting. Like it's not a big deal. Like he is charming, and like he bring the accent is actually.
I feel like every British person can like do an American accent. I can't do a very good anything accent, really.
I think you could find it. I think you shortchange yourself, Kevin.
I'll have to work on it. I have to find a Shidoshi.
I think that any of the lines from this movie, you can deliver like pitch perfect.
Yeah, I've got it.
You got the accent.
Okay. I've got the touch.
Exactly. So yeah, we've got Duke swinging blindly, Chong Li prematurely celebrating, and inexplicably, Frank has maybe about a full minute to sit there and scream while Chong Li walks around.
Yeah, and Frank uses the time wisely.
Before, he suddenly remembers his training.
He's like, oh shit, wait, I trained blindfolded.
I've done this, guys. I wish that he'd yelled that. Hold on, wait. I've done this before. and we have a blind tea service karate chop moment.
Yeah, and that's when Frank like starts his miraculous comeback.
The only thing that was missing was a split, in all honesty.
No, there was a split when he high jumped over him and he did the split. That was split number 7.
I mean, split number 7.
Oh, in the flashback?
Just there in the flashback, it would have been awesome if he just gone ahead and gotten into a split to sort of center himself.
That's how he preps. Now there's this moment I can't ever unsee it, but like his hair, Van Damme's just alternates between being soaking wet and perfectly dry, back and forth in this final portion of the fight.
You just kind of drink.
You had to live with that.
Uncle Newton's doing the best he could. Another moment that defies all logic. So Frank starts to, while he's blind, beat the crap out of Chong Li. And there's this very dramatic sequence of windmill kicks. He does like 4 or 5.
And there's certain angles where it doesn't appear these are landing.
No, they're not landing.
Yeah.
He's missing. Chong Li is ducking.
He's ducking them.
But what
I think they're supposed to be landing, right?
No.
They're supposed to be missing?
I think that it's supposed to just be like super acrobatic, and Chong Li can't he can't attack. He can't all he can do is dodge, which doesn't make sense. You have plenty of time. You could jump for that unprotected leg.
Yeah. Nut punch him.
Jump it. Yeah. Like what? You're going to stop cheating now?
No. Yeah. At this point, he was just turtling up. He was in full defensive mode.
That's especially mystifying. No one knows why. But yeah, finally Frank just starts landing punches, kicks left, right. He gets the bread basket. He's got Chong Li where he wants him.
He gets him down. He's jumps on him and starts twisting his neck. He's and then also with the blind face.
But also looking around like he doesn't know where Chong Li is. You've got his head in your hands, and he's
he's looking wild. He's overacting. He's overplaying the blind card.
Which, even if you just looking right at him, I don't know, that part kind of
bugs you.
Yeah,
I can live with that
because he's looking up and around.
I know exactly what you mean. It is very obvious. He's trying to do a thing.
You are actually holding his head in your hands, and maybe that was Newt's direction. Look around, you can't see.
You make it obvious that you're still blind. Whatever it is.
I get it. So, but anyway, long story longer. Chong Li says,
"Mate." Which I guess is somehow more humiliating than just getting beaten.
Oh yeah.
You think?
Oh yeah. Like in MMA, I think that it's worse to tap out than it is to just get knocked out completely.
Yeah.
Or
you quit versus
it's more humiliating in like a boxing match for your trainer to throw in the towel. I mean, that's why it's you'd rather get knocked out than for someone to throw in the towel. There's nothing great about throwing in the towel.
You brought this up just before. What was Duke's going to do if Chong Li didn't say Mate?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he punches him and knocks him out.
He's not going to kill him. He's not going to break his neck.
No,
he's too
that's not Frank's.
Pure for that.
He's too honorable.
Okay.
I think he punches him and knocks him out.
He'd punch him or choke him out, or he'd beat him short of killing him.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, I think he puts him to sleep, or he punches him in the temple and puts him to sleep somehow. He does the demak on him, but he goes to sleep instead of to dead.
So that's great, I guess. Janice and the Helmer and Rollins are like couldn't be happier.
Yeah, Janice stops just shy of Allie running in the ring and jumping on Daniel LaRusso.
Oh, I love it.
The big hug.
Oh, I love Karate Kid.
Yes, man. Oh my God, so good.
Our Kokurukai guys, they do a sword presentation, give Dukes a katana.
Frank wins his own katana.
Yeah, so now he's got 2 swords.
2 swords.
Yeah, why
He's
not?
knee deep in swords.
So yeah, we talked about it before. So we presume Tanaka's katana came from having won a Kumite one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or even if it was a family heirloom passed down, it could be whatever.
I think that he won a Kumite, and I think that the whole
like
the
in
whole
the 50s or 60s or something.
Yeah, I think the whole premise behind the movie, like even Shingo was like, my dad. I think that you sort of presuppose that Tanaka was a badass at that time before everything went to shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The whole country is that he was the guy to beat, and that he had his time in the sun, and then World War II happened, and then he had to get the hell out of
Even in
Dodge.
the training sessions, I got the impression that if Tanaka really wanted to beat Frank, he might have been able to do it.
Like killed him.
Yeah. Even when Frank was fully trained.
No, he would
I feel
have
like,
killed him as an old man.
As an old man, yeah, he's a badass.
No question. Tanaka would have manhandled him.
So now we're back at the hotel.
In fact, I think that if Tanaka was in fighting shape, even at his age, could probably like destroy Chong Li. But
I think so too.
I think, all right.
I love it. I'd love to see it.
Me too. It would be amazing if he showed up. Frank was incapacitated and Shinzo won Kumite.
But so now that Kumite is won, it's time to go back to the hospital to let Jackson know that like I did it. So this is like literally the next day after he got his head stomped and the doctor said like he'll be able to go in a week.
Yeah, don't forget that Jackson has a fractured skull, probably.
Right, like brain swelling or brain damage and
a collapsed windpipe.
Did Jackson always have like crossed eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely noticed it heavily in this final scene.
You can go back to Revenge of the Nerds, and Donald Gibb has sort of a strabismus situation going on.
Okay.
And you can see it's like throughout this movie, but it's never clearer than in these like close-ups of him. And good job with, I guess, the little bit of bruising makeup on his.
Yeah, they did some makeup to make him look
it look like he was a little bit worse for wear. But
he's chugging beer.
He's in the hospital bed chugging beer.
Where did that beer even come from? Who brought him that beer? Frank?
He definitely slapped a nurse on the ass and said, "Go
bring me some beer." Even in this moment, which is cheesy, Donald Gibbs' performance is really good. Like when he's like, anytime, anywhere.
It's an Aragorn Boromir moment.
Yeah, they're like
it's like heartfelt bro on bro like fraternal love moment.
They're like hugging it out. Van Damme is like, "I love you, my friend."
Yeah,
which is an awkward delivery.
And he gives him like a little kiss on the forehead. And
he gave him back the bandana.
Yeah, and he gives him back the bandana. Next time you fight, try to keep your clothes on.
It was like that was the moment that put Jackson over the edge.
It was
he loved that bandana.
Well, but he also like that moment with them was like super heartfelt.
Yeah,
and I actually do. I appreciate Gibbs' delivery of those lines. Anytime, anywhere.
He can act. He can act better than Van Damme anyway.
Oh man, but I mean, it's just like I believe. I was like, damn man, yeah, heartstrings tugging.
Yeah. So then I guess we're back at the airport now. Helmer and Rollins
are standing around
like, oh, this friggin' Dukes, he's got us again.
With their Dukes in their hands, waiting on Frank to show up to the airport.
They're like, I told you he's not going to show, or whatever it was. And then of course,
Frank, who is perpetually and notoriously late for everything, is already on the plane.
And he's like, hey guys, come on, you're always late.
Oh my God.
The guys, and then they're like, oh, that's Frank. You son of a gun, you got us again.
And we're still not sure what Frank ever did for the U.S. government.
I know. He's like, all we can tell is that he went AWOL.
And if in real life Frank's story is to be believed, he was like just some secret agent. We've talked about this in previous.
Yeah, he's like, I don't have a military record because I was always like doing covert
undercover,
shit.
You guys.
Oh wait, the final moment of the film, of course, is like somehow Janice is on a United bus, like taking her out to the tarmac.
Somehow
she did favors to get on that bus.
She did.
Oh, she just uses it.
She said, "If you'll drive me out to the tarmac, I'd love to get to know you."
So she's there just to sort of wave goodbye. Does the hand gesture, which I'm not even sure where she got that from.
She does. Frank.
Yeah, it's like a hand and a fist and bow.
Yeah, sort of a bow, sort of a salute to Frank for his win and for their brief sexual time together.
Then they give us like quote unquote facts about Dukes' life.
The motion picture is based upon true events in the life of Frank W. Dukes.
Including the weird records like fastest knockout, 56 consecutive knockouts.
From 1975 to 1980, Frank W. Dukes fought, and we assume that this is cumulative career because it says he retired, that he fought 329 matches and retired undefeated as the world heavyweight, and heavyweight is 2 words, sick, heavyweight, full contact Kumite champion. And then he still holds 4 world records, which were fastest knockout, 3.2 seconds, which based on his interview seems okay, whatever.
Sure.
And what we saw in the movie, that could maybe happen. If that fight with Gomez had happened, it would be 3.2 seconds.
Exactly.
And here's where we start to get into some absolute craziness. Fastest punch with a knockout, 0.12 seconds.
I don't even know what that means. What that could mean from the time you start punching to the time you hit the guy.
Yeah, or is it I punched him and the fight ended? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know what it means.
So fastest kick, and I love to imagine him describing, no, it's like if I punch the guy and then the fight ends. And they're like, what? So, but how long did the fight last? Well, the fight was 6 minutes, but I punched him and he was down in 0.12 seconds. It's like, okay. Fastest kick with a knockout, 72 miles an hour. Suddenly we switched degrees of comparison.
Exactly. Of course.
And in the interview, Frank goes on at length about how the room was done up like a studio, and there were cameras, like cameras,
right?
all
High
over the room.
speed cameras to capture everything in slow motion, so they could really determine the speed and everything like this. And it's like, dude, first of all, I don't know that's how that even works. But second of all,
a radar gun can't pick up the speed of your kick.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't
Tweet
know.
us and let us know if that's the thing.
So much of Dukes' story feels like complete fabrication. Like when you start reading the particulars, any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how old he is or anything like that, but yeah, he claims that he was like doing secret spy shit during Vietnam.
Well, according to military records that do exist, he never left
the country,
he never
right?
left the country.
Yeah.
He apparently fell one time cleaning a plane and was at one point recommended for psychiatric evaluation by his superiors because they were like, the guy's delusional. He just like lies all the time. He just makes up stories about how he's on some secret mission. And then he shows up.
I think he was in, I think military doctors found that to be the case.
Yeah, that he was completely delusional.
Yeah.
And so here's this guy, and we're talking early 20s, like late teens, early 20s, serving during Vietnam, never saw combat, and then starts to build this legend, which is a common thing for people that suffer from like narcissistic disorder, and borderline personality disorder. They start to create this legend about themselves, like this narrative that makes sense to them because it's the only way that I can validate my existence. And so he was talking about, because the black belt article was at 24, and everything that had happened in Bloodsport was supposed to have happened by the time Frank Dukes was 24 having this interview.
Yeah.
So that's just bonkers to me.
He has like these photos of himself holding a trophy and all this. He's like, look, here's my trophy. He claimed that his Kumite didn't happen in Hong Kong, but in the Bahamas.
Right.
But
which sounds a lot like Mortal Kombat.
Then some years later, I guess when the movie came out, the Los Angeles Times was like, we're going to get to the bottom of this because this doesn't seem quite right. Even the Black Belt magazine article said, like, we can't really prove or disprove these claims, so take them as you will.
Right.
But
they said we've done as much research as we could, and everything sort of corroborated.
Yeah. But so LA Times, I guess, pretty quickly realized that the trophy that he claims is this like Kumite trophy was made in Southern California.
Right.
That guys that he called out as like, these guys are my witnesses that'll tell you everything is true. Like his prime witness, the guy who I guess they based the Jackson character on in theory, he was a guy who went to high school with Frank Dukes in California, and he was claiming to like be from Philly, and he was like a great amateur wrestler and great street fighter, and that's how he wound up at Kumite. But then when they pushed him, they're like, hey, well, yeah, we got your high school like wrestling coach on the phone, and he doesn't remember you.
Yeah, we were looking for you in the yearbook.
And they're like, oh, well, and they're like, yeah, there's no picture in the team photo from the wrestling team. And he's like, well, I was absent on the day that the photos was taken. And they're like, yeah, but we got all 4 years of your yearbook, and there's just no reference of you in any year ever being at that school. And he's like, well, look, guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Frank's my friend.
Frank's my friend, and I don't care whether what he says is true or not.
If he says it, it's true, and it's good enough for me.
Yeah. So basically, I guess he's like, look, yeah, I'm lying to try to support what he says, but I don't really give a shit.
What a match.
I mean, what do you want me to say, basically? Then for his part, Dukes like calls the LA Times piece as like a hatchet job and to slander him and make him not be believed because he told so many secrets.
He says that people that he cannot name, if you go to his website, and I encourage you all to do so, if you just look up Frank Dukes and just in a Google search, you'll find it pretty quickly. Frank Duke's website, I think, is what I Googled, but you'll find it. And it's like his homepage is one long scrolling bio. And in that he talks like he says, I can't name names here, but, you know, people that try to discredit my career are, you know, unnamed entities in the ninjutsu community.
He's definitely
who are trying to corner the market.
He's got like delusions of persecution and everything else.
And
like
it's like people are always out to get you. It's like, conspiracy theories at every turn.
Whether the story is true or more likely not true, the movie is badass.
The movie is classic. The movie will stand the test of time. Jean-Claude is a national treasure for Belgium.
For Belgium.
Not for us.
I feel like, none of it I mean, every movie, Fargo, you know, remember they had like a thing, it's based on a true story. And they were like, yeah, we just thought that'd be cool to put on the front.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, whatever. A good story is a good story. And this is a badass movie.
Yeah. It was, and it spawned an entire generation of video games, of movies. You've heard us talk about a few of those: Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Probably the two most iconic two of the most iconic video games of the 1990s. And
I feel like it also like helped to revamp the genre of like martial arts flicks.
Totally,
because there had been like the Chuck Norris early '80s boom. But then I feel like the genre had sort of died out.
I remember tuning into like access channels on cable as a kid and seeing like on USA, like late night kung fu flicks and stuff like that. I loved that, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and all those guys. And then Bloodsport followed on the heels. And it did a lot to revitalize that, put it back on.
Van Damme sort of single-handedly like made that into a genre that you would see in actual big screens, not just straight to video anymore.
Yeah. You'd see it again in Cyborg and other movies that he was in. We won't mention the Street Fighter movie. I don't think we'll ever.
That was terrible.
We'll pretend like it never happened. But I am lobbying for someone to redo
Street Fighter.
Yeah,
it could be good, right?
Well,
it should be good.
The animes are incredible.
I haven't seen them.
You should watch the anime. Anime's good.
Is that on Netflix or somewhere I can see easily?
You could probably watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. All right.
We'll try to find it. We're going to sign off and try to find it.
We're going to crack open a couple more beers and try to watch this shit.
We're going to drink some more St. Arnold. First, we're going to cheers to you guys for listening to 6 Degrees.
Yeah, we made it to the finish line.
That's right. We made it. You made it to the end of the Kumite. You survived. You fought to survive, and we appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate it so much, guys. You have no idea.
And you guys should tune in soon. We're going to have some more 80s and 90s movies coming at you.
There's an endless supply of these movies, and we've seen them all.
We could go on, and we're going to, whether you want us to or not. So,
all right, guys. Goodbye, good night, good luck, and we'll see you next time.
We'll be back.